Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 36 of Europa Universalis 4 as the Iroquois. We've decided we're going to sort of play on towards the end of the campaign, considering that we don't actually have a key for Mandate of Heaven yet. Now we know as the Iroquois we're really not going to be able to expand much via conquest. We've got Spain on one side of us, who luckily are now our allies. We've got Great Britain on the other side, who are still vastly superior to us, and I can't really fight them directly, especially if Spain wouldn't be willing to come in and help me, and currently they are not, so we've got to leave that one well alone. However, what we are doing is we are colonising, we are starting to catch up in terms of technology, and we're actually gaining score. And not only that, I discovered right at the end of the last episode, we are actually even one of the 8 great powers of the world. And in fact, we're not all that far behind Ethiopia. In fact, if I was willing to spend a few points on some development, we could catch them up and overtake them. And we probably will be doing that because Ethiopia doesn't really expand all that much. They don't have a lot of room to expand, and we are actually colonising. And even though each province we colonise might only give us 3 or 4 extra development, it all adds up. So what I'm trying to do now is get to the end of the campaign, really, which is only about another, well, less than 70 years, and basically try and find out how high a score we can get. Let's gain a base tax. That's fantastic because that gives us even more development, so then we get even closer to catching up with Ethiopia. Now, I'm not too bothered how high I come up in the list of great powers. Like I said, if we get above Ethiopia, which is possible, we're never going to have as much development as Great Britain, so we're not really going to get anything above 6th place. But it will be nice to see just how much score we can get. We're currently 33rd. And we are increasing. So we can have an extra diplomatic relation. Again, we don't really need one. We've got all of the institutions adopted now. We're no longer in debt. We have level 3 advisors for... we have level 3 advisors for admin and military. Not for Diplo, because we're sort of ahead with Diplo at the moment. Lose 30 ducats to gain population. Yep, sure. Do that. Intervene in a war between... Right, we don't want to come in on Great Britain's side. Why would we do that? We'd want to come in on Portugal and Spain's side. They're my guys. Can intervene in this war. There's at least one great power on each side, and the side we would join has fewer great powers. So yeah, we would be joining on England's side, which we don't want to do. Because we'd sooner be against England. Now, they are in a big war, which potentially does give us an opportunity to take something. But, I mean, look at this. England's got a huge 34 stack marching around here. And, well, it's not Great Britain's stack, it's the 13 colonies. There's another 22 stack there that belongs to Newfoundland. And they've got a military tech of 27. My military tech's only 24. The Creek is 26. So we can't realistically hope to beat them in a war unless Spain would come in and help us, and I don't think that's going to happen. French-Mexico's already getting sort of carpet siege down here, so is Portugal. We have a revolt that I was not expecting. That is down here in Breton La Plata. They do have their own troops. Looks like they've just put their maintenance up, so yeah, they're going to go down there and take care of that themselves. It's not something that I need to worry about. Good, because I don't have any transports, and I really didn't want to mess around getting open borders with everyone to get down there. We'll take the hit on Diplo power because we want to keep getting the settlements done as quickly as we can. The quicker the better, really. What do we have here? We never like these. Let's keep going with the nobility. The reduced maintenance cost for troops is always good. And we're basically just going to keep trying to colonize everywhere. We can take military tech, which we certainly shall. We get a new unit type, which is the cannons, is it? Yeah, better cannons. And again, that is helping our score gain. We're up to 32nd. Yeah, not really gaining much in terms of development, but that's fine. There's admin. That gives us more production efficiency as well. So that'll be more money coming in. Soon be able to take the next Diplo. Free Monarch points. We do love free Monarch points. This colony down here is almost up to 900, so it's almost done, and we'll go and start colonising elsewhere. Might just leave that empty little one in the middle there. I could colonise it and go ahead and give it to the creek, but what's the point? We might as well just sort of deal with it ourselves. We could, of course, break the march status with the creek and try and integrate them. The chances are we probably wouldn't get it done before the end of the game, and they are quite a strong march to have around compared to ourselves, so I think I will just sort of keep them here for now. 953 colonists, that is going up very, very quickly. We'll probably go up and get Missouri next. Missouri's 3, 4, 3. Or we could get Pawnee. I mean, it does have severe winter, which is not great, but anything that gives us more development is probably worth it. 975. Again, we don't really need that. Excellent. So, let's get you over to Pawnee. And we'll send you there. So again, that has actually increased our... Well, we've actually dropped down. Who managed to get above us here somewhere? Someone's just leapfrogged us. Was it Hindustan? Something must have happened. Where did they suddenly get all that development from? So we may not be a great power for that much longer. We've certainly been dropped off the list there. Well, to the bottom of the list. If I really wanted to, I could go and spend a lot of monarch points and get enough development to be able to overtake Ethiopia, but I really can't be bothered. It might be that somebody had a tech penalty and they've just paid it off, which jumped them up the list. I'm not too sure. Because it is basically your total development divided by your tech penalty. Disloyal estates, which is fine. We're not too bothered about the clergy. Be able to take another Diplotech soon as well. Still 32nd on score. Diplotech is ready. There we go. Let's go ahead and do that. Just increase naval maintenance, but we are still... That's not a lot of money that we're making there now, is it? We've suddenly lost a lot of money. Why is that happening to us? We're still getting paid money from all of our subjects, which is fine. We don't have the army maintenance up. 2 colonies doesn't particularly help, but we are still making money, which is fine. As long as we're making money, I'm happy. I guess our naval maintenance did go up. We have a... that's the creek, actually. So we don't really need to worry about that. We lose a stability randomly, because that's what the game likes to do to us. Let's go ahead and spend the admin points and bump the stability up. Simply because it reduces the revolt risk, and at the same time it also means that we get more tax income. Another province to core. Let's go ahead and let's just go and work on some of these places. 6 development here. And it's got a narrow strait, but start grabbing some of these provinces. Some of these are actually worth quite a bit. I mean, Ontario's worth 6 as well. So probably want to try and grab Ontario next. There's a 5 up here. There's a few 6s. Even though these places have crappy winters, they've actually got some decent development, so we probably want to grab those. We are still just sort of hanging on there. And they're now up to 30th in score. I do remember a few videos ago checking the score, and I can't remember what the score was, but I know we were really, really low down on the list. I mean, I think we were into like the hundreds or something like that, so quite impressed with how that is going. Looks like California is sort of getting eaten into a little bit by French Mexico. They can't really expand any more that way because this bit here is all wasteland. You can't really see it. If I could show you the colonial map modes. Yeah, so all of this is wasteland, so they can't really get any further through into that bit, so that's fine. We don't mind too much. So, naval supplies, that might be useful. We can have 2 more units. We could definitely go ahead and get some more cannons. We don't really need to max out the force limit at the moment, though. I mean, like I said, it's not like we can really fight or do anything. We've just got to expand and try and see how much score we can get. Of course, we could just go and spend all of our Diplo points in exploration ideas and get up to another colony. But it's quite a way up. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ideas away, so not really the ideal route to go. We'll soon be able to take another military tech as well. They come around quite quickly. But we need to make sure that admin tech and military tech keep up with diplo tech so we don't get unbalanced technology. But we are certainly starting to close that gap. This will also give us better infantry, more land morale, and more combat width. Still allied with Spain. I'm keeping my diplomats there. I mean, I've got 5 diplomats, and 2 of them are doing nothing, so I'm just keeping some of them in places to suck up constantly. That little bit of border gore there's annoying, but the creek, well, I mean, I could fill it in and give it to the creek, but like I said, if I'm going to spend time and money colonising a province, I'm going to keep it for myself, not give it away to a vassal. Luckily, the colonies are going really quickly, and Pawnee's almost done, so I may start work on... which was I going to do first? One of those ones, anyway. Royal marriage from Spain. Excellent. Lose a stability or lose some money and gain a bit of corruption. We'll do that one. Why have we suddenly gained a royal marriage with Spain? They are Catholic. I mean, Catholics are still Christian, so... That's actually quite good that they're willing to do that. Would you be willing to join me in a war now? You would not. Not even if we promised you land. Still don't owe us 10 favours. You have a truce with them. Yeah, so fair enough. There's a lot of reasons there why you wouldn't get involved. It's completely understandable. It's always worth having a look, though. Every now and then. Just check. Because sometimes things happen and you can take advantage of them, so... You've always got to play with that in mind. So we are... What's going on there? Cheaper cavalry cost. Fantastic. Tech. Getting there. We need what now? 516. We've got 493. So we're getting there. Lose a lot of money to gain 1 mercantilism. That's more money than I have. So we're not going to do that. As good as mercantilism is... At this stage in the game, gaining an extra bit of mercantilism probably isn't going to pay for itself, especially if it's going to cost us over 500 ducats. Because it'd give us a loan, which would mean that we'd have to pay interest and it would increase our inflation, so it's bad all around. Let's go ahead and get the military tech. Go ahead and get the better units. 28th place now. The music just did something weird. Not too sure what happened there. Gain military power and Creek's opinion changes. No, we'll take the mercantilism because it's basically free mercantilism. So, Hindustan just dropped below Ethiopia because they've got a tech penalty now. They've not embraced that. Or Ethiopia have embraced theirs, so they've jumped up. We haven't been pushed off the bottom yet. Local unrest but missionary strength. No, we don't want place changes to Catholic. Yeah, we don't mind if it has a bit of local unrest. What difference is it going to do? We'll convert it. Only take 11 months. No time at all. So we've got another colony almost done. And then, yeah, we'll go up and do one of these places that's got, like, 6 development. So probably on... Oh, that one's 7. Yeah, we'll probably do that one next. Because we can always move these guys over there. It is going to be a bit border gory, and for that I do apologise. But I think it needs doing, and then we can move up and do Ontario, so... See, Scandinavia's over here, sieging down the 13 colonies. Another 2 mercantilism. How much money are we making now? Still not all that much. Get to a point where mercantilism doesn't really count for all that much. We are spending a lot of money on advisors, though. A lot of money. Just more and more imperialism CBs. Let's have a quick look and see what's going on in Europe. Looks like Lorraine took out Burgundy. Spain is still strong. The Ottomans are blobbing out. The Great Horde still exists. Poland and Lithuania still exist. Austria's blobbed out quite a bit as well. Scandinavia does look like it is losing ground to Russia. Tunis is quite big, although, of course, some of that is wasteland. Portugal doing well down here, as are Ethiopia. I mean, Ethiopia have grown out to some point. Got British Australia down here as well. Of course, we can see China now. But most of which are things that don't really concern us. Come on, colony. Very nearly done. Another couple of ticks, probably. Admin tech. Diplotech. We can take another idea group, which we probably can't afford to spend anything on. Let's keep with the rank 3 guy. We might as well spend that money. What else are we going to do with it? So let's go ahead and take you and move you over to here. We need to core that one. 50 military power. So which one did we just finish? Was it this one over here? Yeah, it was. We'll keep you as a 12 stack because we can probably go and grab some more provinces later on. This one's not too far from being done either. So 680. We're now only 29 development behind Ethiopia. So we could close that gap. 27th in score. So we've got 98 score. It's going up each month. Let's have a quick look in terms of score. So what are we? We're 27th. There we are. We need 121 to get to 26. 142. Arrogant? Do arrogance still exist? What? Why did that just take me to what it was saying was arrogant? Arrogant no longer exists. This is broken, and so it's doing that again. It's showing me a country that does not exist, and if I try and do any sort of diplomacy with it, it just takes me to myself. Although maybe that's just the score that Aragon got to before they were out of the game, so at least they're not going to gain any more score. I am gaining 1.39 score per month, which technically means that in 42 months, which is less than 4 years, in 42 months I will actually beat them. Yeah, let's tax California. So we might even get into the top 20. I'm not convinced, but we'll see. So that needs to be cored. Now, what else can we get that is a decent... Ontario's a 6, so let's go ahead and get you over there. And now our development is 686 versus 709, so we're closing that gap. I'm actually really surprised by how well I am managing to do in score. I honestly didn't think we'd get anywhere near this high. Looks like somebody else did leapfrog us slightly. We can unpause in the ledger, can't we? Yeah. So we're actually up to 112 now. And again, we're gaining 1.4. So every rank of tech that we get will actually increase that. Military rank could be a little bit higher. So that's 114. We need 127 or more to... Mind you, Pomerania is still gaining score. But we are gaining faster. And if you look at all these guys... So Aragon, I'm guessing the Venice is gone, are they? Yeah, Venice is gone. So pretty much all of these ones that are showing 0 score probably no longer exist. Which means they're no longer able to gain score. Of course, we're so far behind, it's going to be almost impossible to gain enough score to get in front of some of those. They've already done the work they needed to secure their score at this point. Which is a little bit unfortunate, but I'm still doing much better in this than I expected I would. We're actually ahead of time in Diplotech. Can you believe that? We're 8 years ahead of time in Diplotech. Absolutely amazing. And we can keep taking idea. Is that a Diplo idea group we can take then? No, it's a military idea group. So we want to wait on that one. Again, if we finish quantity ideas, we would actually get an extra 50% land force limit modifier. We don't need it, so we're not going to take it, but... 127, so in 27th. National Unrest +2 or lose 15 prestige. I think we'll take the prestige hit there, we should be okay. So, still 27th with 128. Yeah, see, we now need 136 to overtake Pomerania, because they are still gaining. So, if we are 8 points behind, but we're gaining twice as fast as they are, so it's still going to take us about a year. And then, obviously, Aragon and Venice aren't moving, so we should be able to overtake both of those. So, we're up to 133. There's 134. You don't see the decimal point here, so it'll probably jump up to 136 next month. Yep, there we go. So once we get up to 142 point something, we'll have already beaten Aragon. Let's wait for the autosave. So we're only a couple of months away from that. Still 27th place, because obviously we're still chasing Pomerania. Morale of armies, nice. We're not really at any wars, and there's no real wars that we can do, but nice, extra morale of armies. What is this? You are losing your great power status. Nobility state gains 10 influence. Well, do you know what? Yeah, we're going to lose our status. But because we're already... ahead of time in Diplo, let's go ahead and just spend a few points in a few places just to up our Diplo development. That's all we can do there, but will that have been enough? Still not quite. Still need like another, what, 16 development. Like I said, though, I'm not too bothered about being a great power. So, spending that was probably a little bit pointless. Right, 142. So, at the end of this month, 143, we're now 26. So, we've beaten Aragon. Pomerania is still ahead of us. Only just. Pomerania only ahead of us by 2 points. We both have the same amount now. Base tax in Ontario, because again it improves our development. So we're now gaining at the same rate. Not too sure why we lost so much. We'll lose the money, because we don't want to lose the stability. But another 20 or less score, and we'll beat Venice as well. We've got a tech that we can take, which is military. Go ahead and do that. Probably find that that has now boosted the score again. It says 0.71. It should have gone up. Oh no, military tech doesn't count. It's only admin and diplo tech. Still, 26 in score. I'm happy with where this is going. However, I'm going to go ahead and pause the game there. When we come back next time, hopefully we'll be able to finish this campaign off. There's only a few more years left to play, and we want to see how high we can get in score. I would like to apologise, though, that the last few videos of this have been a little bit lacklustre. Obviously, it's very, very difficult to declare wars when you haven't really got any neighbours that you can easily attack. I mean, fair enough, I could declare war against the 13 colonies or one of the other British colonies, but I would just get absolutely wrecked, and I've got no intention of starting a war that I know that I am not going to be able to win. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next video, and until then, goodbye for now.